Virgo, born August 23rd to September 22nd, what can you expect for the month of February 2017? Let's tune in and find out. Okay, so Virgos, I really, it's, um, it's really interesting. It's like just this calmness comes. So I feel like where there was static, now there's clarity. So there's a lot of truth that's going to show up. So there's something that wasn't truthful that you've now discovered, and eclipse brings that on. So for those of you that are Pisces and Virgo, there is because eclipses come in pairs. And so Pisces, Virgo, you guys have been having eclipses since 2015. In fact, September 12th, 2015, Virgo was your first eclipse. So, and it has to do with a man. So it could be your husband, it could be your father, it could be a brother, it could be a best friend. So look what happened, and it doesn't always have to be around men. It can be just a situation in your life. So look around September 12th, 2015, a month before or a month after, and notice what happened there. And it's really interesting when I look at this. My mother's a Virgo, and and my father started some ill health around that time. And so now this is the ending. You've had this is the sixth eclipse, and eclipses happened in pairs. So yours is Pisces, Virgo, and this is the sixth one, meaning this is the end of your series of eclipses. And eclipses are designed to teach you something, to transform you, to help you elevate. And they're generally seen as very difficult and very hard times that we go through. So the celebration is that this is your last one, and which is going to be with the solar eclipse, the new moon in Pisces on February 26th. It's going to be bright new beginnings and opportunities. So that could have started anywhere up to a month ago to a month beyond February 26th, which would mean March 26th, before this news could come in. And it can be something truthful. It could be something, an exciting new beginning. Anyway, back to my parents' story. My father was diagnosed with osteoporosis, and he's had 6 broken bones in his back and 2 surgeries in the last 3 months. And so it's been just horrific. But he was diagnosed with this 6 months ago when they couldn't really get him to lay down and really do proper, technology on him. And so it was just sort of an assumption. Well, they found out yesterday that's not what he has at all. He doesn't have osteoporosis. They don't know what he had. All cancers have been ruled out. And he had 6 broken bones. But the good news is he doesn't have osteoporosis. So now he's so much better. He feels so much better. And so that truth has been revealed for him. My mother's a Virgo, so now it's like new beginnings. And so for the last 3 years, she's been turned into sort of his caretaker. And now the light at the end of the tunnel is there. They're both coming out of it. And so it's this beautiful thing, but it's very hard and very difficult to watch and observe, right? So if you're a Virgo, you know what I'm talking about, or a Pisces, you know what I'm talking about. So now the light is there at the end of the tunnel, and some of that can be a truthful situation. It can also mean truth in that, not truth in just your health, like, oh wow, there was a misdiagnosis, now I got the real diagnosis. It could also be about somebody's feelings towards you. It could be that you're learning something new about that, and it could be a misunderstanding too, that you thought so-and-so said this about you, turns out they didn't say that at all. Or you could find out something bad, like, oh, they really don't like me, and all along I thought I was loved. So, it can go either way, but the good news is it's at the end for you guys, and this is why I see the static going off, and clarity and peace. So it's new beginnings and Zen, finally, for Pisces and Virgos, moving in the right direction. Okay, so, and the same if you have a rising sign or a moon sign in those water signs for Pisces. And we'll get when we get to the full moon in Leo on February 10th, we'll talk about that. But let's right now go to relationships for Virgos. And for those of you that are in a committed relationship, let's look and see, Virgo, what you can expect for the month of February. I just feel real tenderness, Virgos. I feel really tenderness towards your partner and relief. Now, for some of you, there's a finality here, a completion. It could be that you've been going through a divorce or a breakup for the last 2 years, and now it's finally over, right? It could be that there has been, sadly, a lingering illness, and there's a passing with your romantic partner. Seeing somebody with challenges that way. Also seeing for some of you just a sweetness and an evolution and an appreciation for your partner. There may be some of you also that have opportunities to go away and reconnect. There's also a big spiritual opening for Virgos this month too. It feels like whatever you're going through, there's an opportunity for a heightened spiritual connection too. Okay, so let's look at Virgos who are interested in a romantic relationship and aren't in one yet. What February can bring for them. You know, this it feels like more for you. It feels like romantic love looks different for some people. Some people love their life. Their career is their partner, right? Some people are connected spiritually, and God is their partner, right? Some people have charities, and that's the love of their life. So I'm finding that, you know, this. So for some of you who are single, you may find that charitable connection, or you may find God, or you may find a partnership that deepens you this month, that becomes your love, that you just can't get enough of, right? Now, for those of you that are looking for the physical, romantic love, what can you expect for Virgos? Yeah, just you have to get out of your own way. You have to trust. You just have to be willing to keep your mouth shut. Because I'm seeing that sometimes, you know, Virgos, everybody has a shadow side, right? We all have traits that just are not so attractive. And Virgos can be very critical. And you can slip, you know, things can just fall out of your mouth. You call it as you see it, right? And that's not always comfortable if you're on the receiving end of that, especially if you're trying to create a new relationship. So, and also the other thing is Virgos, you can turn that on yourself, and you can be hypercritical towards yourself. That breaks down your own self-esteem, and you don't now feel like you can go out and see somebody or go out and date somebody because you don't feel good about your thighs, or you don't feel good about your tummy, or you feel like your face is falling, right? Any number of things. So what we want to do is not be hard on ourselves, and we want to be able to be loving and gentle with ourselves, and then that's going to then translate in being able to be loving and gentle with somebody new. Because I feel like the only thing that is stopping you, Virgos, from falling in love is you. So don't be so hypercritical to yourself, or because the other problem is when you're hypercritical of yourself, you become hypercritical of others. So not only are you picking yourself apart, you're picking that person apart. You know, whether it's a negative like, oh, they'll never go out with me, they're too good for me, to, oh, wow, I would never date them, or geez, or, you know, she's been divorced 3 times, or, you know, so it's kind of like you've got to just chill with the criticism and open your heart and see what comes. If you want romance this month, that's what's being asked of you, okay? Because it definitely can happen, and it definitely can come very quickly too. Not like knock your socks off, knock you off your feet. Exciting. All right, so let's look at money for Virgos. So some of you are sweating money. Really funny, I don't feel like you need to be sweating money because I see all sorts of money around you. It's, again, it's perception of not having enough and being able to know how to get your hands on more. Now, I see it, I see that you need to have some patience with how to manifest this money, and you have to put in the work, and then the money will come. So there's some effort that is going on for this to come in. Now, the good news is this solar eclipse, new moon in Pisces, and Virgo, your sign, February 26th. So it's in Pisces, but the eclipse will most directly affect you because you're directly six. the sign on the exact other side is what's affected strongly. So it's Pisces and Virgo that is going to be most strongly affected by this solar eclipse new moon, February 26th. And that's bright new beginnings and opportunities. So look to the end of the month for new ideas in business, especially in the area of literature, finance, fine art. It feels like those are areas, organization, that can really, you've got some creative ideas that can, and also working with your hands. There's some ways for you to make some new money, okay? And the working with the hands could just be that it comes from your creation and not necessarily that you're using your hands, but you've created it, you've gotten the idea, and you follow it and foster it. Okay, so that's exciting stuff. All right, so now let's look at, we just had a new moon of Aquarius on January 22nd, January 27th. So there should be some new creative energy flowing around you. Now, the full moon in Leo on February 10th, it's a lunar eclipse, and that is a pretty emotional energy. Now, it may not affect you as much unless you have a fire sign rising as a Aries, Leo, or Sag, or a moon sign of Aries, Leo, or Sag. Then it would affect you more, this full moon in Leo on February 10th. And this is it can be a real sentimental time. It can be a real emotional time. You may notice people around you being a little more sentimental or a little more nostalgic. That's all part of that eclipse. And you just may find yourself a little more sensitive. Some people, they may notice, women kind of, a female being eclipsed out of their life. We talked about this as a small, sometimes this can happen. With the moon, it would be a female, and we've already talked about it with the sun, that it would be male. And in the example with my dad and his health, the truth coming there, the new information. So this full moon for you in Leo, how does it affect Virgos? There's something that's going to come in that's going to give you a sense of peace about. So there's going to be information that's coming in that is an ending, and it's going to bring you peace. And this is, okay, so my family's example with my dad, definitely my mother, who's a Virgo, is giving her peace to know that her husband doesn't have this, this sort of death sentence of osteoporosis, which is just, I didn't realize how devastating that disease can be, but it absolutely is. And he doesn't have it. So there's this peace and tranquility that's coming in early in her situation. So again, 30 days before, 30 days after. So there's some information that's going to bring you some peace, Virgos. There's a calmness. I'm feeling a calmness and a centeredness that you haven't felt in quite a while that you're going to get in February. And I also feel some of you may be traveling. There may be some great opportunity for some sun this month where you go someplace and really enjoy yourself. So there is movement in your sign. There's some peace showing up for you. There's a relaxation showing up for you. There's like we made it, we arrived, right? So if you're worried about money, don't worry about money anymore. I feel like new beginnings by the end of the month, and certainly if not the end of this month, certainly by the end of next month, you're going to have new money coming into you, new ways, creative ways for you to get money. So all in all, Virgo, really happy about your what's in store for you in February. So have a terrific month, everyone. If you like my intuitive astrology, please click like, share it with your friends, comment below, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.